Hey, hey. Hi, hey. Happy Saturday, folks. Your semi-friendly old guy is present and accounted for, Mrs. Old Guy, behind the controls, pulling all the strings. No, not bacon, lettuce, and tomatoes. Club sandwiches on the menu tonight. Mozzarella sticks and onion rings, and last but not least, a Guinness chocolate pudding. Yum.
Yeah, that's going to be delicious.
It is. So, I'm probably gonna, I guess I'll hang around for a minute before I get started, but I got, as usual, I want to get the dessert going, so it has time to cool.
Yep.
So, we'll give her just a second.
I might turn on that light up there.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay. So you got Joshua in the room?
Hey, Joshua.
Ralph?
Ralph. Good evening, guys. Happy Saturday, Sunday in the future.
Jerry over here?
Jerry. Welcome, neighbor.
And Jared Tierno.
Jared. Hey, man. Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday to all of you, except for to Ralph, who, happy Sunday. He's in the future. Way out there in New Zealand. Greetings, greetings. So as I was just saying, club sandwiches. You know, nothing too difficult about club sandwiches. We're gonna do some mozzarella sticks. Eli requested that. That's just an appetizer kind of side sort of thing. So I pulled another ticket last week before last, or last week.
Yeah.
I think it was last week because I forgot to. And that's so what came up is the Turkey Club. And oh, come on, what am I thinking? Oh, and onion rings came up on the vote, and so did the Guinness chocolate stout pudding. Yum! I mean, it's so good. All right. And thank you, Mrs. Old Guy, for the basket of doom. I guess it's not the basket of doom. Got to think of a clever name for it, though.
Joshua wants to know how the weather is out here.
It's okay. Cold, but not real cold. It's been in the 40s.
Yeah.
So tonight I think it's going to get down to the 20s or so, and then
It's going to get like lower than that. It's
Okay.
going to get like -1.
okay, -1 tonight. So, but yeah,
Something like
during the
that.
night it's definitely cold. During the day it's been fluctuating. Some days are cold, some days are warmer. You know, if it's 45 and it's cloudy, it's kind of cool. But if it's 45 and the sun is out, it's not as bad. So, this kind of depends. All right, so I'm going to get started with this dessert because it's got to have time to do its thing. So I'm going to start with a bottle of Guinness.
Real quick, John and Eli are both here.
John, Eli, hey guys.
Eli said the basket of destiny.
The basket of destiny. There you go. All right. There's the bottle of Guinness. Yes. So imagine you can see that. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to use the bottle. Put that in. Got some butter. I'm going to toss that in, just 4 tablespoons. I'm going to toss that in just a second. I'm going to add some cocoa powder first. Just a little bit left in the old tin here. Might as well use it. It's like a tablespoon maybe. Alright. So what did I write down here? 2/3 of a cup.
Ralph said that he went for his first swim at the beach yesterday. It was quite cold. is really funny watching people just standing knee deep in the water because they're not brave enough to go all the way in.
Well, that would be me too.
Yep.
Yeah, if the water's really cold, yeah, I'm usually a little hesitant to just kind of go on in. All right, get rid of this old tin here. Boink. What did I do with my? Gotta have my whisk here. Kind of get that stirred in a little bit. I've also got to stir in quarter cup of cornstarch. Get that in there. And I believe that was a cup of sugar. It is a cup of sugar.
Lisa's here.
Hey, Lisa.
Hi, Tom. I just got back from Tim's daughter's birthday party. Had a good time. Me and Wild Man just sat down and put you on the TV.
Well, awesome.
So, hi.
Well, hi. Wild Man, greetings. I'm just getting this chocolate stout pudding together. So far in, I put sugar, a little bit of cornstarch, the chocolate powder, and a bottle of Guinness. Alright. Get that kind of stirred in there. I want to make sure that there's no lumps or anything. And here in a bit, as I'm getting that hot, I've got the 4 tablespoons of butter that will get dropped in. That was my official Dad Cave bottle opener, by the way. Alright, so this thing calls for 8 egg yolks. So I'm just going to start getting to separating them out here. It's going to take a minute.
Photos Against Anxiety this year. I just saw the menu and heck yeah, I'm here.
Oh, well, awesome. Welcome, man. Welcome, welcome. I am just separating some eggs, getting ready to making this Guinness chocolate stout pudding.
Wild Man said cool.
My recipe is a little different. I mean, there is recipes online for chocolate stout pudding or chocolate stout pie. My recipe is a little bit different. If you would like that, I will go ahead and tell you what I'm putting in here. Yikes. All right. Trying to keep the egg yolks clean if I can. I want to make some Swiss buttercream. That calls for a bunch of egg whites, so not making that tonight though. All right, couple more.
Photos Against Anxiety celebrated 8 years of sobriety yesterday.
Well, congratulations. That is fantastic.
Yep. Pretty awesome.
Yes, that is. So, this, like I said, 8 egg yolks. So, are you celebrating like by having a special dinner or something? Doing something to, mark the occasion?
She says onion rings too. She's grabbing her ranch dressing.
Dang it. Well, so much for doing that.
Uh-oh.
Now, scrambled eggs. What a drag. Oops.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's alright. It's not the end of the world.
Wild Man said he's a fan of Turkey Club.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's standard standard club sandwich. Ham, turkey, bacon, lettuce, tomato, onion, cheese, mayo. I'm going to make the mayo. So not until I get this done. And get these mixed up. Okay.
You're welcome for that.
Let's good.
She said that she goes eight yolks for 8 years sober.
Awesome. Well, that works.
Yep. And we quit smoking cigarettes 8 years ago last month.
Yep.
So, lots
Yep.
of eights around.
Yeah, there is.
Jordan's here.
Hey, Jordan. Good evening. Hope all is well at your house. I expect to see Stan popping in here.
Photo said that she had a cheeseburger and onion rings for her sober celebration dinner last night.
That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. All right, let that go. Now let's get to some fun pack here. This is very rich. This is not. It's not necessarily a recipe for anybody that's like on a diet, because this is not at all any kind of calorie conscious kind of diet. Is loaded with fat and sugar, but it is also delicious. So, well, yep. Just thought so. It's 2 cups of heavy cream. I don't know why I bothered to pour it in a cup. I knew that. His brain was reduced to mush, Your Honor. This is only the half of the chocolate. The other half is going to be 5 ounces of some dark chocolate that I'll melt up. I got some chocolate chips. I couldn't find, anything in the middle as
Yep.
far as the dark chocolate bars. Not only that, they're like 5 times as expensive. So, okay, that's an exaggeration, but they were at least twice the money. So, this is just pudding, after all. Crank that up a little bit more. So, I'm going to get this in. I'll bring it up, get it up to a boil. Then I'll temp in the eggs. Once that's temped in and I get them cooked up, I'm going to pull it off. I'll finish it off by adding the vanilla, a little bit of salt, and some sour cream. And that's what gives it its if a pudding never had it was this one. Yes. Got to get this going first, or there's just not, Busy week, good week. Working on a pet memorial plaque, and that was fun.
Yeah.
Always enjoy doing that. What else going on this week? Really, not a whole lot.
No, we're delivering that piece to Kelly.
Oh yeah, this old guy. I made a tree of life for one of Mrs. Old Guy's friends that she hasn't seen since the 80s when she was in high school. So, and it turns out she doesn't live terribly far, only about an hour and a half away. So, we're going to deliver it to her in person.
Yep, that'll be nice.
Yeah. So we just got to keep this rolling here for a few minutes. It's going to take it a second. That is really good already. It's not even close to done. Yes. If you've never had chocolate stout cake, I suggest you try that too. If you decide to make it, there's recipes all over. Just Google chocolate stout cake.
You want to show them real quick?
Yeah. Okay. Can
Let
you
me
pull
take a
this
second.
off? Pull that off the heat. While I do that. Let me get this light going. Now, see?
That might make it too bright. I don't know.
Well, if I hold it off to an angle or something, so I don't know. Back a little bit.
Yeah, and down.
Down some.
Yep.
So I don't know how well you can see that. It's a tree of life I made for Mrs. Old Guy's friend, Stanley and Jordan. They got a little something similar, and yeah, just something I like to do, along with other woodworking projects. All right, let's finish getting this done here. Yes, yes, yes. I hope everyone has had a good week. Oh, and okay, I'd like to ask, because you know what we're having. What are you having? What is your next meal consisting of? I've got to know.
Ralph says he's back. He went to make some lunch or something. He says he's back with a bowl of vanilla latte and a bowl of Cajun noodles.
Nice. Ralph, I don't know if you saw my message on Facebook, but I found the, how the heck do you say it now?
Halloumi?
Halloumi cheese. It'll be just a little bit of a drive to go pick it up, but it's the same town where my son lives, so
Yep.
you know, it won't be the only reason for going. But it was nice to be able to find it, and so that'll be part of dinner next week. I'm going to have to pull a ticket,
Yep.
or did we?
No, you need to.
Okay. So I'm going to end up pulling 2 tickets tonight. I'm going to pull one for next week, and then want to go along with the cheese, and then the next one for the Saturday following, and kind of get back onto track.
Yep. Photos Against Anxiety said, very cool, and she said, that's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Stickman Outdoor Adventures is here. Papa Sticky.
Papa Sticky?
Good evening. Some bacon and eggs, please.
Oh,
LG Colorado. Thank you.
welcome, welcome. Well, I can do you some bacon and eggs, but if you want to stick around for a little bit, we can get you some chocolate stout pudding and onion rings, Motz sticks, making some club sandwiches. There's cold pop, soda, you know, whatever you like in the fridge, water, beer, hard lemonade.
Jerry said very nice on your woodwork there.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's something I like to do.
Ralph says it looks really cool, so how long did the tree of life take to make?
You know, I never really thought about it. Probably 20, maybe 25 hours,
Yep.
around there. Takes a little
Probably.
while. And I don't do it all at once. I'll, you know, work on it for 3 or 4 hours and then call it good. Go back to it.
Yep. Jordan and Stanley are having homemade meatloaf.
Yum.
Photos Against Anxiety's having chicken Caesar salad.
Yum.
Homemade meatloaf sounds delicious.
It does. Oh, Caesar salad sounds good too.
Yep. Ronald's here.
I'm sorry?
Ronald.
Ronald. Good evening,
And
Ronald.
Steve.
Steve, hey guys, welcome. We're just getting up to the serious part of getting this chocolate stout pudding done here. It's starting to get hot. We got beer in it. We got cocoa powder. I'm going to add some butter.
Ralph said, yep, he replied to your message. It's cool that you found the cheese, and he's sure you'll love it.
Yeah, I hope so. And I did look to see if there's any American equivalent, and there's just not. There's no American-produced cheese that can just be placed on a grill and grilled.
Yep.
There's plenty of cheese that you can put in between two slices of bread and grill. But all right.
Papa Sticky says, that sounds even better, my OG friend. Thank you.
Awesome.
Steve says, hope all is well.
Things are good. You know, if it was any better, I'd have my own YouTube. Oh, well, things can't get any better. Doing great. All right, we are just about up to temp here. This stove can be kind of cantankerous. It'll remain too hot when I don't want it to be.
Steve says, hopefully this isn't as complicated as the deep dish.
No. No, this one, tonight should be pretty simple, yeah?
Yeah.
I think the most difficult things I'm doing is making this here pudding and some mayonnaise. Gonna break a sweat with this one, guys. Oh, it is so much fun doing this. And ever since I've started posting on the community page and getting your your guys' input on what you'd like to see for dessert and side dishes, makes it more exciting.
Yep.
I wonder what, we watch, all week long. Oh, looks like chocolate stout's gonna win big time. Which it did.
Papa Sticky said, compliments to the chef.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. This is gonna make a bunch. There we go. There's that boil I'm looking for. Alright. The eggs are angry, so I have to temper them. Temper.
Steve wants to know, are you watching the Super Bowl?
No, I'm not. I haven't watched football for almost 12 years.
Yep.
I used to be a football fanatic. In fact, it was even, one of my buddies bought me a referee ball, that you could rip apart.
Yep.
Had Velcro parts. I used to be a huge football fan, but since we moved up to the mountains here, we don't get just regular broadcast TV, and I'm not going to pay for satellite dish or anything. So yeah, we got the internet, and that's as good as it gets. I'll watch stuff on YouTube or Netflix or whatever.
Yep.
All right, let's get this cooked.
Eli says, as a Raiders fan, I hope they both lose.
That'd be a record, wouldn't it? They didn't tie, they just both lost.
No points made by anybody.
I kind of like what George Carlin had to say about football. If there's an injured player, just leave him on the field. If he can crawl his way off, that's fine. But you don't stop the game. All right. So we're getting there. Pull this off. Got chocolate chips. I gotta get them melted. I'm just gonna toss them in the microwave. All right. I know what's gonna happen if I do that. I'll be chasing chocolate chips all over the floor.
Jerry said that you're making Rachel hungry, so she made a chicken pot pie.
Yeah. Love chicken pot pie. I have to bag 5 ounces. Well, I'll just melt them in there. I was gonna melt them in the microwave, but you know, it's plenty hot. All I gotta do is stir it. It's not gonna hurt a thing. Save me from dirtying another bowl. Yeah, they're almost melted already.
Yum, that's gonna be good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there was no sign of that chocolate chip.
Ralph says, I wonder if anyone's ever thought of making a fish tank that looks like an old TV.
A fish tank that looks like a TV?
That looks like an old TV.
Yeah, I'm sure. In fact, I think I've seen a picture of people that have used an old TV set to make a fish tank out of. You know, one of the old models that, you know, were wood
Console.
cabinets and stuff. Big old, console TV.
Eli, I don't know if it has, but I will write it down.
What's that?
Orange chicken has it been suggested.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll write it down like she said. And that's something, you know, there might be a couple of
Doubles in there, I don't
doubles in there. We, you know, we don't keep another list. We just write it down and then into the basket. So, yeah, it might get picked a couple of times if it's in there, like twice. Boy, that was a tough seal on that bottle. Let's get some vanilla in this. Couple of teaspoons there. What do I do with the lid? There it is. All right. Now some sour cream. I'm just gonna add it till I think it's right. I got a cup here, so I won't put more than that. And I may or may not put the butter. Oh, see the color changing in it?
Ralph says, so the more times we put in our suggestion, the more likely it is to get picked. LOL.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yep. I guess I should keep a list of what's in there,
That's
but
really
I just
nice.
don't.
I'm not gonna worry about I'm not gonna worry about that butter. That is really good, just like it is. All right.
If orange chicken is in there, it's probably only in there once.
Yep.
By maybe somebody else or something. So.
Or maybe by you and you just don't remember it. That's a possibility.
Not from Ralph.
No, but from Eli.
Yep.
All right. Couple of shallow ones that'll cool down fairly quick. We'll fill these. Ooh. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, that looks really good.
It'd make a huge pie. Over here. Over here. All right. Ooh. Here, you want to give that a taste? outside. Right. Those can just sit right there for a little bit. All right. Dessert is a done deal. That didn't take long. Should be cold enough outside that they'll at least be cooled down. They may not be cold, but
Yeah.
it should still be a nice cool dessert.
Photos Against Anxiety said that looks good. So good.
It is. It's very good. It had a very nice, and of course, it was a very creamy texture because it's got like 2 cups of cream in
Yeah.
it, plus sour cream. But yeah, no, it very, very rich dessert. Yum.
Yep. Eli said he had some leftover fruit, so he made pineapple, mango, orange, and habanero jelly.
Wow, that
He
sounds.
said it came out really good.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, it does.
All right. So I'm gonna put these eggies over here. Gonna just get right on this mayo, just so it's done and out of the way. Come on. Couple of yolks. Come on.
You using a mixer?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well,
Just
the,
making sure you're not using the whisk.
no, the food processor.
Okay. Well, it might be loud too.
Oh, yeah.
If you got headphones on, watch out when he does this.
Yeah, it might be a bit loud. That's for sure. Alright. That was a quick dozen eggs. Okay. So I'll just kind of go through real quick what I'm putting in this mayo. I'm going to use some white balsamic, got some paprika, a little garlic powder, got some pink sea salt, and a little black pepper. That's what the deal is with this. So
Jerry said you shouldn't keep that outside. I might sneak over and help myself. LOL. Just kidding.
who said that?
Jerry.
Jerry. Yes. Jerry lives right across the street, guys. So I mean, literally
Right
across the street. All right. A little bit of paprika. Paprika. Got some salt. Drop that in. Oh, did you see that thing jump?
I did.
Wow. That was something else. A little black pepper here.
Ralph told Eli that he had to Google to find out what a habanero was. To find out habanero was a chili.
Oh, yes.
And then he asked, is it sweet or savory?
Oh, it's very savory. And for people that can't handle hot food, a habanero is pretty freaking hot.
Photos Against Anxiety said, I'll sneak over too.
I'll go through what I put in everything here and how much in just a second. We got just a little bit of lemon juice.
Have you been putting it in the description too?
No, I haven't. All right, let me get my vinegar in here.
Ralph says, so Gerald has met Carol? They probably have met, but I'm not real sure. Jerry just moved in recently. So that's what it's
sorry. Almost. Beautiful. Looking good. Woo! Houston, we have mail.
Forgot to move your mic up.
Sorry about that, guys.
There you go.
Hope it wasn't too loud for you. Ah, shucks, hang on. Okay, a little bit of sugar. Get this out of the way. Got eggs on the counter. All right. You guys want to see?
Yeah.
Want to see? We got nice mayonnaise. Okay, let's give it a taste. Yum.
Looks good.
It is good. You want to try a taste?
Steve says on my way to have a few with some pals. No worries, and I won't risk lives.
Yeah, please
No
don't.
worries, I won't risk lives like John. LOL.
Yeah, don't risk anybody's life, including yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, huh?
Yeah, that's really good.
All right. Gotta get some of this minor stuff out of the way.
Photos Against Anxiety said nicely done.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let me get this out of the way. So yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I tried this Gordon Ramsay
Yeah, yesterday.
fish and chips. Frozen food that he always gets people about having. All it was was just fish, little nuggets of fish about that big, breaded, and some potatoes. Period. Fries. Nothing was seasoned at all. Nothing, and there was no tartar sauce, no extra little side dish. They don't even put in a little pack of vinegar or nothing. Wasn't good. Wasn't worth the money. Almost $6. All right. Let's get a little wash going for the onion rings and for the breadsticks. Not breadsticks. The mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, jerk seasoning would be for meat, Ralph. You wouldn't probably know what that is. They're talking about peppers and different seasonings, and Eli said that Scotch bonnets are what gives the jerk seasoning its spice, and Ralph says, I haven't heard of jerk seasoning.
Jerk
either."
seasoning is
but I'm a vegetarian.
Yeah, well, jerk seasoning is, I think, a Jamaican thing, which is just made up of herbs and spices. So you could make some Jamaican, vegetables or whatever, some jerk veg. Absolutely.
Cool.
You could. Just saying. Why am I in the refrigerator?
Bacon?
Oh, no. Boy. My brains.
Eli says jerk chicken is Jamaican national dish. Okay, there is an Indian place who I need that has some amazing vegetarian dishes. They have great lentils.
I like lentils. Lentil soup. Except I probably ruin it for you, Ralph. I always put ham in it. But I do put vegetables, carrots and onions and parsley. Let's slosh some more, Tom.
Alright.
That's just the way it is. That's how I'm gonna roll. We'll set these aside. Cut some onion rings. Pull out the cheese sticks. I got them in the freezer. Over the years, I've found that if I'm going to make a cheese stick, for me, it just works better if I freeze it first. That way, my breading has plenty of time to cook and brown without the cheese just going and blowing the thing apart. So we'll cut a little bit of this onion for the sandwiches. Then I'll cut a couple of onion rings. I'm not going to make a bunch. Just going to make enough for us to have a couple a piece. So it shouldn't take long to get these breaded up.
I love onion rings.
Oh man. Indeed, indeed.
So, especially since I can't have potatoes, they're my go-to.
Yeah. That's fact. Okay. Just a little flour, salt, and pepper here, guys. And this is our particular breading. It is cornflakes, ground up in the food processor, some cornstarch, and then your regular, seasonal type stuff. Paprika, garlic, celery, or not garlic, onion,
Yeah.
Salt, pepper, some cayenne pepper, things like that. Okay, make sure that's well coated. Looks pretty good. Good enough anyway. Not liking that one so much. Grabbing the cheese. Nice, we'll make a nice size cheese stick. Got a little bit of marinara in a bowl to dip them in. Yum.
Yeah. Oh, wait, is that all you're making is 2
No, I'm gonna make
okay,
more.
I was gonna say.
No, that's all you get. One stinking onion ring's all you're getting. You're lucky I'm making you that. make sure that these are well coated. Like I said, I don't want cheese blowing out all over the inside of my fryer. I hate it when that happens. It's just a huge mess to clean up. And that's reasonably clean oil. I can fry a few more times in it.
Yep.
That is, if I don't get cheese all over it or in it. Okay, let those sit in there. I'm not satisfied with that one either. I want these breaded. I don't want to get an onion that's half breaded. That's no fun. It's not a good onion ring. Did I mention cornstarch too?
Yep.
Okay. Thought so.
Eli said that he had some Motz sticks once that had little chunks of pepperoni in them. Not sure how they did it, but they were good.
Oh, yeah. That sounds good.
Yep.
We would make jalapeno cheese sticks very, very much like that. All it required was to grate the cheese, add the diced peppers, and then pack it very firmly again so that it doesn't leave a big void inside of your breading. I think you could do that with mozzarella and pepperoni pretty much the same way.
Probably.
Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, I know. One hand, I'm boogering up my fingers and this and that. Yeah. That's it. Oh, well. Let's slosh that around a little. See, that side had nothing on it, and I'm just not putting up with that. These got to have some breading on them.
He says, I believe this meal was suggested by him. I believe it was.
It was. It was. A good suggestion it was. It is, I should say.
John's having beef fajita tacos and Spanish rice.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? I think I'm going to call that enough.
Yep.
Get this out of the way.
Ralph wants to know if you use Cajun seasoning much.
On occasion. Not often, but on occasion. Okay. Boy, I really boogered my board.
Yeah, you did.
I'm a board boogerer. Please don't tell anybody. I boogered me board.
Steve said very good.
Guess I'll get this out of the way.
You boogered the table too.
I boogered the table too. I boogered it all. Well, let me debooger. Can you debooger? Is it debooger or unbooger? I think debooger would be appropriate. rid of these. That's what happens with these smaller menus. I get myself unreasonably disorganized for no reason. All right. See, I ended up bringing the onions that I cut for. Where'd I put it?
Did you
Right
just
here.
throw them away?
No.
Okay.
The onions I cut for the sandwiches are right there. Gee whiz! Okay, good. Now, grab some bacon. Because any part of a not a BLT. See, I keep wanting to go BLT.
Yeah, you do.
I would just eat this box, but like what was it? 3 weeks ago? BLTs. That was great. Okay.
Eli said, "Oh gee, last time you made pizza, you said you destroyed your kitchen, but you should see what I can do with flour. LOL. That's why I avoid baking."
Well. Yeah, I suppose you have a point there. You can, it's easy to make a mess when it comes to flour.
Steve says he's listening to some Janis Joplin on his way to his buds.
Outstanding.
Yep, she was great. Bug Bouncer's here.
Hey, Bugsy. How's things in New Mexico?
Says, I'm always hungry. Thumbs up, Colorado.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Josie is here.
Good evening. Welcome, welcome. I am just getting now to fry this bacon in preparation of, making these here club sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just made some mayonnaise to go with it. Freshly made mayo right there. Breaded up some onion rings and Motz stick.
Yeah.
Ah, it's going to make a pretty tasty dinner.
Yep. And Joe just asked what you were making tonight, so you just answered him.
Well, how about
Without
that?
saying anything.
And I did make some Guinness chocolate stout pudding. That's sitting in these bowls, but I got a couple outside getting cooled. And we'll be eating those for dessert.
Bug Bouncer says, day by day, brother. Yeah, we don't drink alcohol. He'll cook with it.
Yep.
But that's it.
Yep, I got. I will, on occasion, have a small glass of wine, or I might drink a beer with a pizza,
Yep.
or something along that line. But yeah, I won't sit down and drink a beer just for having a beer. I just don't have that kind of taste for the alcohol. Never really have. Well, I broke myself of it early, I should say. When I was 16, me and one of my buddies each chugged a whole quart of Jose Cuervo in like less than 30 minutes. And that pretty much cured me of really liking alcohol a whole lot. And I dang sure can't drink tequila. And it's here I am 66 now, so it's been 50 years
Yep.
since I've last had tequila. I've gotten it close to my nose, it'll make me gag. No thanks. I won't even cook with it.
And I quit drinking pretty much 30 years ago when we got married.
Yep. No booze.
No.
All right.
Bug Bouncer says, remember the Cowboy Colorado from an old Western classic movie?
Colorado Cowboy?
Cowboy Colorado.
Cowboy Colorado. No, I don't. That name is not ringing a bell. Let's get these.
And he says that he only drinks gin with juice and water. Everything else makes him sick.
Ah. Well, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with alcohol or drinking. You know, it's just not for me. So,
Yep.
you know.
He says tequila is a wicked hangover. It is. After once, not for me.
Yeah, no. Tequila's not fun.
Oh, he said his name was Colorado.
Oh, his name is Colorado. Who?
The cowboy.
Oh, okay. Well,
That he was asking you about.
you got me confused now.
Do you remember the Cowboy Colorado from an old Western classic movie?
No, I do not. What movie was it? Colorado. I mean, I remember kind of hearing like about a Colorado kid, sort of.
Yeah, he said his name was Colorado.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But Bouncer says it's better to not have bad habits like him.
Yeah.
John says he's been sober for a year and a half.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
You know, one of my best friends, lifelong friend, drank himself to death. His liver exploded. And, yeah. But he had a hell of a habit. Yeah, he'd drink 2 bottles of gin a day, and I'm not talking pints. We're talking fifths.
Yep. Steve agrees that tequila is a horrible hangover.
Well, I'll tell you, the next day wasn't fun for me. All right, mozzarella stick or two.
And for those of you that weren't here when we mentioned it, Photos Against Anxiety is 8 years sober yesterday.
Yep, so we're going to give him a little extra congrats. All right. 1 second, Mrs. Old Guy.
No
I will
problem.
hand you that. I just don't want to. Okay, bacon looks all right. Let's show the folks. Let's show the folks at home. Do you see that cheese stick?
Yeah, a little bit. Yep. Looks good.
His cheese just starting to ooze out. Got a nice golden brown color on there. There you go, Mrs. Old Guy. Little appetizer. Here you go.
Thank you.
Marinara to dip that in.
Ralph says, I wonder why they called them cowboys and not horse boys.
uh-huh.
And Steve said, interesting, John, you said you got a DUI last week? Buzz Bouncer says that he thinks that Colorado was the cowboy from Bonanza.
I don't know. Maybe I remember Bonanza all right, but I don't remember a character by the name of Colorado. But that doesn't mean anything. It's been a long time since I've watched Bonanza, so.
Yoda of Vintage Cards is here?
Yoda of Vintage Cards. Well, welcome. Grab yourself a seat. I'm just making up some club sandwiches for dinner. We got cold pop, cold beer, cold water, iced tea, whatever you like in the fridge. Grab you one, have yourself a seat. Things are rolling along. I'm cooking the bacon.
That's really good.
I made some mayonnaise. Is it good? Mm-hmm. Just made a Motz stick appetizer here. Let's see. Oh yeah.
Buzz Bouncer says I got to throw a pork chop with onions, garlic, salt, and chili now.
That sounds good.
Yep.
All right, bacon's just about done. Heck, we're getting down to the serious stuff now. We're just about ready to start putting together some sandwiches.
Yum.
Get some onion rings fried up. Let that bacon finish getting crispy. See, I could keep, I got to show a little restraint because I will just cook this entire thing of bacon and leave just like one little thin piece of ham and one little thin piece of turkey.
Doug Bowser said, I think Colorado dressed in black carried a sawed-off shotgun and a knife, which he was highly skilled with both.
Huh. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Watch episodes of Bonanza on YouTube. Alright. Let's get this out of the way. Woo!
Doug Bowser said, don't forget tortillas and squash, New Mexico diet.
Hang on. Don't forget what now?
Tortillas and squash, and then he said New Mexico diet.
Ah, tortillas and
Loves bacon.
squash. Oh.
Steve says, gotta love bacon.
Mm.
These are good.
Mm-hmm. Definitely a nice little appetizer.
Doug Bowser misses old TV. The older shows were better for sure.
Oh yeah. When I want to watch TV, I'll go to YouTube and some of the other channels that you can find for free on Roku. Yeah, you know, there's all kinds of old shows, even ones that I grew up with, and those are old. Like Bonanza.
Steve says, would you consider doing bacon wrapped water chestnuts as a side dish one day?
I've done it.
Those are delicious.
Yeah, I don't know if I've done them on the stream, but I've made them a whole bunch of times.
Yep.
Yes, yes. That's a gigantic yes.
I will write it down.
All right. Cheese and meat. Let's get some onion rings in the fryer. Hopefully the breading doesn't all fly off. Gonna find out here. Should have used my bigger basket. That's okay. A couple at a time. Doesn't matter. Oh, boy, I made myself a little cluster mess over here. That's kind of a dilemma.
But Bowser says adding on to my pork chop bacon and thing.
Light has to go out for a minute.
He says me and my dog Foxer wants to eat all the bacon.
I thought about making the bread for tonight, but you know, after the 3.5 or so hour stream last week, I thought, well, I'm going to take it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
I'll make the mayo.
Lisa said that her and Wildman had chicken and pizza at the birthday party tonight.
Nice.
Yep. Sounds good. But Bowser says, I think I'll make porky chopped spicy fajita.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Goes over.
My mayo should get that into something.
Maybe I'll put it in one of these bowls.
Yes, delicious homemade balsamic, white balsamic
Mayonnaise.
says, do I see Texas toast?
No, actually, that is just some rustic style bread. It's a little bigger of a loaf, and ouch, just slightly thicker of a slice. See, a little bigger than your sandwich loaf, a little wider, a little more like what you're gonna get when you go someplace and you order one. Why did I grab 4 plates? I don't know either. I guess I'll put 2 of them back. All right. Here's those 2. It's going to take a second here. I should have waited on those onion rings. I'll eat them. This toaster see, it's very lightly, I mean, you can hardly see the toast on it, but I can guarantee you these next ones that come out, same setting, they're going to be 2, 3 times as dark. It's just that piece of junk toaster.
Yum. That was delicious.
So I got some shaved deli meat here. Twiggy and ham. Just some plain old sliced wrapped cheese. Get those up in here ready to rock. Make sure this doesn't actually burn.
Steve says what you are having tonight sounds good, to be honest.
It should be. You know, there's nothing wrong with with a nice club sandwich.
No. Eli says, have you ever put bacon on a French dip sandwich?
Sure. You bet. I've had all kinds of stuff on a French dip. Cheese and pretty much a Philly as a French dip.
Yep.
So yeah, you bet. I have done that. Bacon on a French dip is delicious.
He just loves bacon, period.
Yep.
No matter what.
See how dark that one is? This one, eat. All right, 2 more.
Photos against anxiety says, definitely don't show up here on an empty stomach.
No, don't. You want to, I would think. Show up on an empty stomach, get yourself hungry. Have yourself some food. All right, we'll let that go.
Ralph says, my Aussie cousin is heading back over there today, and is taking a whole lot of Vogel's bread with him because he can get it over there. But I'm surprised anyone likes the stuff.
I've never heard of it.
Vogels. Yeah, I don't think I have either.
Nice little schmear.
But Bouncer says everything sounds delicious.
Well, it should be. Some onion in there. Slice some tomato.
But Bouncer said Texas toast.
Nope, just a wider rustic bread. Oh, I'm going to give you an actual slice there. I'm going to get you your sandwich first here, Mrs. Old Guy. If that's okay.
However you do it.
However I do it?
Yep.
All right then.
Do yours first if you want.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it that way though. Has it burned it yet? Almost. Nice slice of cheese. Get some lettuce on there. Oh yeah. I'll have to give it a classic club cut as well.
Eli says, how about a big soft bacon pretzel with cured cheese?
Yummy.
That does sound good. But Bouncer says he loves bread.
I do as well. I like to make my own bread. And I did think about it for tonight, but, you know, it's just... All right. A little more on this side. Help hold everything together. The mayo's like spackle. Helps hold things in. Some bacon on there. Some turkey. Like I said, this is shaved really thin, so it should make a nice bite. Come on. Whoop, there goes that bread, and I bet it's just burnt. Huh?
Should have waited a minute. Yeah, we need to get a new toaster.
Yeah. 'Cause that one those are fried.
Eli says, I'm disappointed in you, OG. You didn't make your own lettuce. LOL.
You're right. I'm slipping. I'm letting things kind of, fall to the wayside. I'm becoming complacent.
Blackening slices of bread like they're just nothing. Yeah, want to see? That size is not so bad, but yeah. Cooked to a golden black. I'll save them. They're not going to get tossed. I'll put them in my
Make breadcrumbs out of them.
Yes, thank you. Put them in my breadcrumbs. Okay.
Bouncer says, I love pretzels with the overloaded cheese.
Okay.
Lisa says, Tom, do you like pork steak?
You bet. You betcha.
That's cool, Bug Bouncer. He says that he loves dogs, that he's starting a non-profit animal rescue on his property soon.
Yeah. I remember hearing you say that on one of your live streams here recently. That is way cool, buddy. All right, come on. Let's get this stacked on there, right? Sure hope I didn't burn more. Should be on some toothpicks, but I don't have those, so I'm just gonna stuck them all, just like a freaking shish kebab here. Give me a second. I'm gonna get these warmed up a little bit. Close enough. I'm not gonna wait. I want to eat. A little mayo on this one. Get started with the onion and stuff.
You said pork steak is good.
Oh yeah. My favorite type of pork steak is Jaeger Schnitzel. So it's basically a pork steak that has this really, really delicious mushroom gravy. It's not like your normal mushroom gravy that you get here. It's so good. Alright. Got a couple tomatoes. Salt on those. Ooh. Hot enough for me to drop it on another plate. Okay. So, club sandwich. A little rough looking, but hey. A couple of onion rings on there.
Yum.
There we go. Here's ketchup.
Thank you.
Yep. While those are cooking, I'll finish putting mine together here. Some tomato on there. Get some lettuce. Come on. I'm just gonna start slopping it together now. Haven't eaten all day. I'm hungry.
I will put it on the list, Lisa.
What's that?
Pork steak.
Pork steak?
Yep.
Sure.
She says, hey, Tom, make that.
Jaeger schnitzel? Is that what you want me to make?
Jaeger schnitzel or pork steak? Yeah, I don't know. I
Well-
already said that.
A pork steak would be Jaeger schnitzel, so I could do that.
Eli said those look legit,
Well,
so I should write down Jaeger schnitzel.
yeah, go ahead. Come on. Ham on there. Or turkey, the toigi. Working on the toigi a little more. The bacon. Get that set to the side.
Is that thing?
Everything over the side. Just throw it over here. I don't care. Little,
Got it, Lisa.
little mayo on that bread. All right, I'll cut it. That's it. I ain't messing around. I ain't needing little dainty little squares or triangles. Pull these out. Oh. Unplug that. Okay. Woohoo!
Cheers, happy dinner.
Oh, cheers, happy dinner. Huh, that's funny. Tastes just like a sandwich. Is this what you're looking for?
Yep.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You want one?
No, go ahead. I'm trying to cut back. Uh-oh.
Bug Bouncer says, is it made with Jägermeister? And
No.
Jaeger with natural root beer on ice.
Uh-uh. Jaeger in German is hunter. So, Jägermeister, Jaeger something or other. Jaeger schnitzel, steak. So, schnitzel. So, and just because it says schnitzel doesn't necessarily mean it's breaded. Found that out.
Ralph said, are toffee apples a thing over there?
Uh-huh.
They often have them at school galas over here. Basically just apples on sticks dipped in coffee
Mm-hmm.
and left until hardened.
They sure do. Actually, different kinds. They have like the toffee. They have caramel, and they also do a candied apple. When they dip it into a harder sugar, and it crunches and cinnamon. So, yeah,
Those are really good.
they are. Haven't had a candied apple for a very long time. All right.
Bug Bouncer said, thanks for the support, Colorado.
Well, thank you too, man. Speaking of support, guys, I would appreciate it if you'd hit the thumbs up button. It's going to help me with my algorithms. I've been seeing the doctor about it. So if you would please, and support each other's channel. Throw Bug Bouncer's channel up there. If you haven't checked out Crazy Food Guru, Wild Man, Nate, and Tim, should go over there and check them out too. Here in a minute, we'll try and get that posted.
I don't know how to find him here.
If you right click on his name,
Okay. Let's see if I can do that.
it should come up. It should open the page for you. This is a great sandwich, great dinner.
It don't.
Let me see. Hang on, guys. Let's see. Now let's see. That's odd. Well,
Maybe I didn't type it in right. Oh,
no, that's fine. It has nothing to do with that. I thought you were able to just. Well, that's how it worked at Johnny Smallpepper's channel. I don't know what the difference is with mine, but we'll get it up there. More bacon. Nice little sandwich. The mayo on here is really good.
yeah, it is. The whole thing is really good.
I hardly ever buy mayo anymore. Well, first of all, I don't like regular mayonnaise. I prefer something that's got a little more flavor to it, so I make my own.
I have a hard time finding it here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the trick is on being able to do that.
There he is.
Okay, good. Link to Bug Bouncer's channel coming up.
Just took a second, sorry. And who else did you want?
Crazy Food Crew. And who else do we have in the room?
Photos Against Anxiety?
Yep.
Yeah, I put hers up already.
Okay. Yep. Anybody else? Yep. Put up a channel. Support each other's channels. It's the only way us little guys are going to survive. Wow, now I got the big half of my sandwich. Wow.
There you go. And I did put up photos against anxieties earlier, so if you look back in the chat, you'll find that. Eli's here. Do you want his in there too?
Eli, which one are you using mostly?
Stoner.
Are you using Stoner Kitchen or just? I want to be able to put up the right link for you. This is exceptional. It's been a long time since I've had a club sandwich, so And that's one of the nice things about doing this on Saturdays. We get things that we haven't had for a while. We get things we've never had. It adds to my experience on what I can and cannot cook.
Eli says no time server today. No.
No, I don't know. He may be in. Don't know. We have our other man in the future.
Yep.
He's even more in the future. So, he might even have more answers.
You might.
He might. Oh.
Belcher said thanks so much, bro.
Anytime, my friend. Like I said, we got to support. We need to support each other's channels. Stanley, are you still there?
Stanley, I didn't see him come in. I seen
No.
Jordan come in, but
Okay. Well, I was just wondering if you guys would mind if I show what I made for y'all. Show the folks at home.
Eli said, I post on Stoner Kitchen, but don't worry about me. I suck at remembering to record until after I'm already eating. That's happened here.
Mm-hmm. Let me see a green one, please, Mrs. Old Guy. Yes, I'm gonna jump off the deep end, and I'm gonna drink a soda pop. Only one, and it's the only one I've had today. I try to only drink one if I'm gonna drink one.
Jordan says Stanley's cooking, but you're more than welcome to show it.
Okay. I'm gonna take another bite of my sandwich, and I'll show you
You
guys.
want me to go get it?
Sure, if you want to. Show you guys what one of my pet memorial plaques look like. Everybody's is different.
I did wipe my hands before I grabbed it too.
Okay. So, there's that one. I just finished it yesterday. I'll bring it in a little bit. Try to keep this.
That's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Just another one of the things that this old guy does to keep his idle hands busy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, and thank you, Stanley and Jordan, for asking me to do that. Excuse me. I do appreciate it.
Craig Wells is here. Good afternoon from Sunday, good people.
Happy Future Man!
Forrest Lost is here. Hey Tom, I remember you saying you ran a restaurant. That's a dream of mine. What advice can you pass down for starters?
What advice would I pass down? Don't get carried away on your menu. And just really watch the nuts and bolts. And I mean, how you use your stuff, how you order your food, how you store it, how well you keep things organized. Find your system that works for you and stick to it.
unless it breaks, unless it doesn't work, then you want to fix it. But that's the advice I can give you. That and watch your bottom dollar, man. Work your place as much as you possibly can. If you got got your spouse or something that can, work with you, so much the better. The less you have to pay in wages, the better off you're going to be, at least in the beginning. Most places don't make it past the first year. Okay, 90% of restaurants that open don't make it past the first year, and out of the 10% that do make it past the first year, 90% of them don't make it past 5 years. So it's not easy. It's not easy. Just keep it consistent and watch your bottom dollar. That's the best I can tell you.
Eli said, that's really cool, and Jordan said, thanks for doing it. She will absolutely love it.
Awesome. I hope so.
Eli says, I have summoned the time lord.
Yep, yours must have been burning, Greg.
Says, told Eli, LOL, hey, I'm not in a genie. I'm not in a genie bottle now.
Not in a genie bottle. You should be. Poof. For those of you that are interested and wanted to hear what I put in that pudding. I'll go through this. Then later on, if you want to go back and watch the video. So, 2/3 of a cup of cocoa powder, 5 ounces of dark chocolate chips, 8 egg yolks, 1/4 cup of cornstarch, a cup of sugar, 2 cups of heavy cream, about a cup, maybe half a cup, maybe 3/4 of sour cream, an 11-ounce bottle of Guinness, and a 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. And that's what went in there. And then for the mayo, for those of you that may be interested, 2 egg yolks, 3/4 of a cup of oil, 1/4 cup of balsamic. I used a white balsamic. About a teaspoon of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic. Same thing with paprika, salt, and pepper. A little less pepper. I think it's about maybe a 1/4 teaspoon. And a dash of lemon juice.
Doug Bouncer says he smashed the thumbs up when he got here.
Thank you, sir.
And he says, is it cold there in Colorado?
It will be. It was nice today. It was in the 40s. Tonight, it's supposed to get down to 1 degree.
Yeah, -1, I think.
Oh, okay, 1 below. And then tomorrow day, it's supposed to be up in the 30s.
30s or 40s, I don't remember.
You know, so we're going through some pretty drastic, temperature swings, but it's pretty usual here. At least a day is warmer. Sometimes we'll go for, a week or two where it doesn't get up above 20. Even in the middle of the day.
Ralph said that he got shouted a root beer float at their American diner the other day. It still feels odd how Americans call it a float when us Kiwis call it a spider.
A spider, huh? Interesting. Huh. I think we call it a float because the ice cream floats.
Yep.
We're too basic to put much more thought into it than that.
Bug Bouncer says it's colder than a witch's tit in a braced bra there in northern New
In a
Mexico.
brass bra?
Colder than a witch's tit in a brass bra. That's cold.
Greg said that they call it a spider also.
Huh. Whew. That was a big sandwich. I gotta save room for pudding.
Greg says, "Oh, guy, wow, is that an onion ring that I can see on your plate? If so, runs onion rings around your onion rings." LOL.
It is indeed an onion ring. Holy smokes. I sure love the flavor of bacon.
Eli said if we got to a -1 there, we would be in a state of emergency.
Probably because you guys aren't equipped for it. You know, houses aren't built for that. They probably don't have the insulation. A lot of outside wall plumbing, and that's a big no-no in a lot of places up here.
Yeah.
You're not going to find plumbing that runs in the outside walls because it's just asking for trouble. Our restaurant, as a matter of fact, had a problem in the bathrooms because it was on an outside wall and they had the plumbing going behind the wall there with virtually no insulation. So, of course, pipes broken, frozen, broke. There's a big mess to clean up.
Bug Bunzer had a natural root beer in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
I'll bet that was delicious.
I bet it was. Photos Against Anxiety said, "So jealous I'm not there. Would love some onion rings."
And that's a good ring, too.
It is.
But I want room to eat that tasty dessert. It's gonna get noisy again, guys.
Bug Bouncer puts on an onion ring bracelet for midnight snack. And then he says, "Imagine sleeping with onion rings on your wrists."
You'd probably wake up with a pretty greasy, crumbly bed.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be happy if he did that.
I'm going to make just a little bit of whipped cream to dollop on top of that pudding. It's going to get noisy again for a second. Sorry. I know, it's loud. You got headsets on. I'm sorry. Won't take long. Okay, a little powdered sugar and I'm done. You didn't hear what I said, a little powdered sugar and I'm done. Last little bit, you know. The tie twisty, tied a million times around. All right, come on, there we go. think? Okay, hush. That's enough. Sorry, guys. That's just one of the things. Ooh. Real soft. That's okay. I don't care. I just want to eat it. Soft whipped cream. There you go.
Thank you.
Yep. I don't care that it's soft. Okay. Chocolate Guinness.
The Belgian said, grind it up, Colorado.
My whisk makes a whole ton of noise because one day when I was using it, had a little shooter bottle of rum fall into the bowl and it bent the crap out of the whisk, so now it makes a bunch of noise. Wow. So if you've never had a Guinness chocolate, how do I explain it? It adds a depth of flavor that you're not gonna get just any other way. I can't describe it to you how good it is.
Photos against anxiety is leaving. She's
Well,
got to get going. She said, thank you both.
Oh, well, thank you for coming in and hanging out with old guy Saturday night. I appreciate it. Next week, wait, don't go yet. Let me draw for next week. Oh no, we got it. Yes, I do got a draw for next week.
Yes.
Hang on. We're gonna have some fried cheese or grilled cheese, but I mean actually grilled cheese. But come on, let me open this up and
They're sleeping, Eli. He says, I haven't heard the moose today.
okay, here we go. So, oh really, Greg? Why are you beetroot soup? Really? Beetroot soup? Oh, I'm really looking forward to that one. So, Man from the Future's soup next week, along with some fried cheese. So it's in the future food next week, right?
Yep.
Oh, Greg, what's the matter? You running out of room?
No, I'm kind of lost here in my own.
She's lost in her own notebook, folks.
Yep. That's
So,
not good.
next week, beetroot soup. Thanks for hanging out long enough to hear that. And Greg, you got lucky. So beetroot soup next week.
Got it.
Okay. And then the week after that is another Mr. Greg.
Okay.
A garbage plate. I'll have to see exactly what an Aussie calls a garbage plate. But that'll come up in 2 weeks. So
Okay.
there we have it. Let's get back to this pudding.
Eli says, Eli told Eli, I demand my moonshine. Both sleeping.
That's so good. If you want to make this without the chocolate chips and just use cocoa powder, you can do that. Just make it 1.5 cups of cocoa powder and add 4 tablespoons of butter. And then at the end, when you're stirring in
Greg says, haha, it's Polish. It has meat in it. And then he says, yay. And he says, they are both awesome, trust me.
Okay.
And Eli says, garbage plate? I think I went to their concert once.
That's funny. You can see you holding up the lighter. Yeah. The garbage plate concert. As they're playing their hit song, It's Nothing But Trash. How's your pudding?
Yummy.
I'm probably going to be really sorry I'm eating this. Heavy cream and stuff like that, a whole bunch of it just before I try to go to sleep. It doesn't work, so I guess I'm probably going to be up for a while. Yum. So good.
Greg says, the garbage man only bins twice.
Garbage man only bids twice. I like it. Should I tell you about the postman? I guess I will. I'll try to keep it clean as I can. This postman had been working his route for 30 years. And of course he came up to the point where he was going to retire, and as he went around his route, he let people know, that he was retiring, and it had been a pleasure serving them, and so forth. And came up to his last day. He started going through, his route, and some gals in the neighborhood got together and had a little, like a little tea party for him, some little sandwiches, and they had a little present for him. And he got on, and he came up to the last house, and this absolutely gorgeous woman opens up the door wearing almost nothing. Invites him into the house. They go up to the room and just have unbelievable sex. And he's getting dressed and he can smell food cooking, and he goes down and there's breakfast on the table. So he sits down and he eats breakfast, and then on his way out the door, she gives him $1. And so he walked out to the sidewalk, and he's looking at this dollar, and he's really confused. So he goes back, and he knocked on the door, and she opened it up, and he says, "Listen, I got to tell you, that was one of the biggest fantasies I've ever had, and that was just fantastic. I got to tell you, but the dollar's got me really confused." And she said, "Well, when I told my husband today that it was your last day, he said, 'Screw that old man, give him $1 and send him on his way. Breakfast was my idea.'"
I'm gonna get caught up on chat here. Speaking of bands, Ralph says, speaking of bands, after this, me and Mom are off to the park to listen to some brass bands. To the brass band.
Love brass bands.
Stanley's here.
Hey, Stanley.
Scott's here.
Scott, good evening, guys.
He says, hope you're doing well. Scott did. I'm filling air bottles at the fire department. I can't wait to get to the roast I got cooking. I'm super hungry.
Ah, well, I remember the last time you mentioned you having to fill the air tanks, and it took it took you a while. So, welcome. I'm glad you could make it. Stan, good evening. Good evening. Hope everything is well with you this fine night. We have definitely enjoyed a club sandwich. Onion rings. The mozzarella stick was really, really good. I like the cornflake breading that we use. It just works well with just about any fried food. And of course, I'm sorry, J Mart. Hey, buddy, how's it going? Hey, man. That I had no idea about that new pizza, so I'm glad I saw your video. Yeah, we're gonna have to try it. I'm a fan of Pizza Hut's limited time stuff or new menu item like the melts, the pizza melts.
Yeah.
I like those. Those are good. So welcome in. We have enjoyed club sandwich, onion rings, mozzarella sticks, and I made this Guinness chocolate pudding that is just amazing. Just so good. If you've not had a Guinness chocolate stout cake or pudding, look it up on the internet. Make one or the other. If you're gonna make the cake, make it in a bundt pan. Otherwise, it will fall. It doesn't matter how careful. It's gonna fall. It's just that type of cake. It's very heavy. It's a little bit like a cross between a brownie and a pound cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very rich. It's so good. Yeah, it's so good.
Joe says looks good.
It is good. It's
Yeah.
very yummy.
Grace drooling.
You can see how dark that is. The Guinness gives the chocolate an amazing depth of flavor. I wish I could explain it more. But it is really good.
Scott said, Tom, you were always saying to do something nice.
Mhm.
Me and 2 other volunteers had a fundraiser for Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. It's for the stair climb we are doing in March. We raised $648.
Outstanding.
That's awesome.
Got it. That is just great news. I love to hear stuff like that. I really do. I really do. It's always good to give back to your community in one way or another, and doing something like that is just awesome. When you're, you know that somehow, some way that $600 is going to help somebody out. So awesome.
Yeah, he says, Scott said we also had a Stairmaster in front of the coffee shop and climbed it for 4 hours in our gear and on air. I did 172 floors.
Wow. I bet you had some tired legs. Wow. I'm not so sure I can eat all that. That is really good. It's super,
It's full. I'm
super
getting
rich.
full.
Yeah, two cups of cream in it, plus the sour cream. I did for those of you that tuned in a little bit later. I did about 15 minutes ago, roughly,
Yep.
read off the ingredients for both the mayonnaise that I made and for the chocolate stout recipe. This is my recipe. You won't find it on the internet. You'll not find any with sour cream and whatnot. But so if you want to use my specific recipe, that'll be on. Just look back on the video.
Eli said, thank you for another entertaining stream. I'm off to watch the Suns play. Have a good weekend, all.
Thank you, Eli. You too. Be safe. Looking for more of these food challenges from you.
Scott says, oh, I am sore.
I bet.
Don's here.
I'm sorry, Don. Good evening, Don. Good evening. Good evening.
Tuning in a tad late, but we'll watch the replay. Have you done City Chicken yet?
City chicken. No.
And a Detroit bumpy cake.
Go ahead and write them down. I like to hear the desserts. I mean, I like the dinner suggestions too, but it's nice to make something different for dessert. Like tonight, for instance, this Guinness chocolate pudding. I mean, it might be different for you, not for me, but went with bumpy cake. Never heard of it. Sounds good, whatever it is. It's got to be good with a name like Bumpy Cake. And City what?
City chicken.
City
That
chicken.
sounds familiar. We might have that in the basket already or something.
Does
Might
it?
have done it.
No, it doesn't sound familiar to me.
Seems like maybe Wild Man might have requested it.
City chicken? I don't think so. Wild man, you're still watching.
I'm writing it down. So.
City chicken. Ooh, I goobered my list here pretty badly.
We have done that, Jordan, but I'll write it down.
What's that?
Peach cobbler.
Oh yeah. We would never have a problem making peach cobbler. That's one of Mrs. Old Guy's favorite desserts is peach cobbler. So
Yep.
getting requested to make it is. I would just automatically have to make it, but since it can get voted on now.
Debbie McGee's here. Hi, Tom and Debbie. Good to see you.
Wow. Greetings. Welcome to the live stream.
City chicken.
We just made club sandwiches and onion rings and mozzarella sticks. I made a Guinness chocolate pudding. Oh, so good. Next week we're making beetroot soup, right?
Yep.
And
Oh, no, next week it's the halloumi cheese.
the beetroot
Oh,
soup.
yes.
Yeah, halloumi cheese and beetroot soup should be good. Halloumi cheese is that a product of New Zealand, Ralph? Is he still there, or did he have to leave?
I don't know. He said after this he was
but
going,
it-
but
Okay, well, it's a cheese. It's a grilling cheese. You can actually put it on a grill and grill it. So we're gonna make some of that in the beetroot soup. Never heard of it. Never tried it. So that'll be something different. And the week after that, in 2 weeks, we got a garbage plate. I'll have to do a little looking and see specifically what that is. But hey, I do this every Saturday night, Debbie. By the way, for folks, Debbie is a very good friend of mine. I've known her since I was in high school, so a long time. And I'm really glad that you tuned in. I really am. Hi to Bruce if he's watching as well. Yeah, that's great. Awesome. We normally go from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. So we're going to be wrapping stuff up here in just a minute. It was a really good dinner. Oh, man. I think there's only been two things that I didn't like. One I didn't like at all.
yep.
That was the miso chicken. I didn't like that, but I think most everything else we've liked, just some things a little more than others. So.
Yep. J Mark said, my wife wanted this cake. Now I'll go back and rewatch and copy down the recipe. I trust Tom.
Okay, yeah, for the pudding, absolutely. If you want to try the cake, just go online. The cake recipe really doesn't vary. It's pretty much the same recipe, no matter where you look for the chocolate stout cake. But either one, they're both delicious. I will say that the cake, because it doesn't use the heavy cream, you're going to get a little bit more of that Guinness
Yep.
flavor in it, and it, like I said, it is just it gobsmacked me the first time I had it. It was like, wow, this has got beer in it. It just blew me away.
Ralph said, nope, I think halloumi is from Cyprus.
Cyprus? Okay. All right. Well, a Cypress cheese.
Oh, and Ralph says, or Don says, Ralph, I believe Greece.
Greece. Okay.
So maybe.
Okay. So from the Mediterranean, anyway. So I'll be having some of that next week. I've never heard of it before this. Luckily, a grocery that's kind of local carries it. So we'll be heading down sometime this next week to grab it. And that's what I know.
Yeah. Don said that's a beautiful plaque.
Oh.
So you must have watched back.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I enjoy doing it for people. I know what their pets mean to them. I know what my pets mean to me. One of my American Bulldogs, my boy, he died 5 years ago, and I still cannot bring myself to make a plaque for him. I just can't do it. So I know what pets mean to people. So when I do these, I try to keep that in mind, so that it is at least a decent representation of their pet. They could take that picture to a place and just have they can just have the computer engraver do it, but laser engraving. But I'm glad folks come to me, because I think doing it by hand gives it a little bit of extra, extra love. And if you want perfect, then you take your picture down to Wally World and have them do it.
Greg says, moo, perfect timing.
Yes, indeed. Miss Polly. All right. Well, we are a little bit after. I'm going to head out. I will see you guys next Saturday night. As always, this comes from here. Please get out and give back in your community. Do something. Help out a neighbor. Help out at a food bank, at, Salvation Army, someplace. Give back to your community somehow, some way. Okay? I'll see you guys next Saturday night. Bye-bye.
Greg says, your handiwork is much